Along the 200 years of independent life, my country has enjoyed only 47 years of peace. At the very end of the 50s of the last century, we put an end to the violent confrontation between the two main traditional political parties. It did coincide with the victory of the Cuban Revolution, and the Marxist-oriented Cuban Revolution chose Colombia and Bolivia like the two countries to replicate the revolution. The consequence was that we put an end to our historic political confrontation, and we began to suffer the beginning of a new confrontation. This new confrontation came from Marxist-oriented guerrillas. Later on, after many efforts made by different governments, we saw a new expression of violence, right-wing paramilitaries. And at the very beginning of the new millennium, we saw guerrillas and paramilitaries as well, co-opted by narco-trafficking. And I remember that the speech I had heard as president and long before was, what Colombia needs is social investment. This was the main point in every speech I heard in the past. And the more we pronounce this speech, the more the poorer the country was becoming. And I asked to my fellow Colombians, we need to know what is the reason. We speak about social investment, and we are with much more poverty. And the reason was the lack of investment. We have no resources. This is a country with 47 million people, the third largest population in the region, after Brazil with almost 200 million, after Mexico with 113, Colombia is the third largest population. Very big country. And what we saw, what we found in the year 2002 was a country with 68 killings per every 100,000 inhabitants, 4,000 cases of kidnapping per year, the lowest level of investment, poverty over 53%, unemployment between 16 and 20%. Therefore, we spoke and we delivered a speech that I call the triangle of confidence. This is the combination of security, of investment, and social cohesion. You need security to get more investment. And with security and investment as means, you can go to your end to improve social cohesion. And if you advance in social cohesion could be the validator for security and for investment. Of course, to propose security, we had many obstacles. First, the high degree of violence. In the presidential elections of the year 1990, 4 presidential candidates were killed. One of them was Luis Carlos Galán, an outstanding historic figure in Colombian politics. And of course, many mayors, governors, national people of Congress, many people were fearful because of the threats they received from violent people. I myself, I have suffered 17 attempts against my life. I am a survivor for one single reason, because of a miracle, thanks to my God. Therefore, it was very difficult to propose a platform based on security. In every aspect, we need to work much more harder in security for my country to have the same levels of peace than we see in Europe. Second, we have to remain with a vision of long-term investment, with the idea that if we could advance in education, in having a better income distribution, if we want to overcome poverty, we need a long-term vision for investment, for the country to having the highest possible investment rate. And of course, we need to work much more harder for having a country with social cohesion, without poverty, and with a much better, much more fair income distribution.